What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my kitchen. Today's video, we're gonna go over kitchen countertops. I was actually talking to my sister-in-law and asking her what kind of videos would she watch, would she recommend that I do, and she said the things she needs help with are things like what to put on her kitchen counters. So I thought, what a great idea. I'm gonna make a video on that. So that is today's video. Now, I live in an apartment. It is super tiny in here. I have, my living room is right here, my office is right here, bedroom, bathroom. It is all kind of one big space. Very open, very open. So for me, especially in this space, my kitchen is, I really want it to feel like an extension of my home. And that's basically the first tip that I have is when you are decorating your kitchen, really think of it as an extension of your home. Even make it cozy just like you would in other areas of your home. I just feel like this is something that is really important because we spend a lot of time in our kitchen, especially when we have friends and family over. We tend to kind of mingle in the kitchen, at least in my experience. So for me, making it a cozy space or a space that you love and you're proud of, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know this is very important to me. I love having a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful space, and it's important to me. That being said, I have a very functional kitchen. Again, living in an apartment, I don't have a working pantry or a back kitchen to hide my small appliances in. They have to be out on my countertops. I've tried to store them away in cabinets, but it took up too much space. And it got to be really annoying to take it out every day to make a smoothie, like my blender, or things that I needed, my toaster, take it out every day to make a piece of toast, or even if it's a couple times a week, I feel like that gets a little bit annoying. And I just at that moment realized you have to create a space that's functional and beautiful to you. The next thing that I want to talk about is upgrading your small appliances. Now, I live in an apartment. I can't upgrade like my refrigerator or dishwasher or things like that, but I can upgrade my small appliances that can go to my next home and that can live for a long time. Now for me, I did slowly replace my small appliances. This was a this took a long time and I'm still not even done. So every couple of months or every month I would get one thing to replace and upgrade it. And I was very, very picky with the things that I got. I really wanted them to be things that I loved and I wanted to upgrade them to higher quality things. Now this doesn't have to be a expensive task for you. There's lots of gorgeous appliances that you can get for very affordable prices. I'm going to maybe put a couple pictures and link some down below. Again, it doesn't have to be an expensive thing, but I find that this makes me personally feel okay with the items being out on my countertops because I actually love them and don't mind the way that they look. So that's my tip as far as having your small appliances out. I think you should live in a space that's functional and that is usable but still that you love. So for me, upgrading and getting the appliances that I really dreamed for made all the difference. Currently, my kitchen right now is actually very, very functional. And every few months, I'll kind of restyle my kitchen and make it a little less functional, very styled. And then it ends up going back to being a functional kitchen. It always does, but I still love pretty things. I'm going to be doing another video where I am going to restyle my kitchen. So make sure you're subscribed and have your bell notification on so that you get alerted when I put that video out. But for now, I'm gonna walk you guys through a few examples of what I would do as far as making my kitchen and what to put on my kitchen counters and making it feel very cozy and, like I said, like an extension of my home. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a look around right now so you can see how my kitchen is in its current state and kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, so right here, I have my cutting boards, I have my blender, and you can even see like we still have it kind of drying from the last time we used it. You can make it really pretty and it feel, you know, like a functional kitchen. But like I said, I did go ahead and splurge on some items. Now this isn't something that I just went out and repurchased. I bought these things slowly, one at a time, over a few years, and I really think it made the biggest difference. I have my paper towel holder, and then up here I have my little bar. I have a whole video on this, so I will put that in the cards or link it down below so that you can watch it. But this was very functional for us because we love to enjoy a cocktail, whether it's just Zach and I, my husband, or we have friends over. So this is very functional. And then we have other liquor up above our microwave. And then over here, I just have candle, hand soap. I have a little bit of greenery, which is something I really try to keep in my kitchen. Our little espresso machine, our fruits. I have my KitchenAid out. I have my toaster out. And then over here is probably the most cluttered area of our kitchen, but this is where I have all of our cookbooks, recipe box, our utensils, salt and pepper, that sort of thing. So that's what I have in the kitchen. I also have a kitchen island, but as you can see, it is completely covered in all the things that I want to share with you, and my coffee. Now, as much as I would love to have a beautiful kitchen that's magazine worthy, that has nothing on the counters, everything's in the back kitchen or the working pantry, that's just not my reality. And I find that I had to find joy in my own space. To me, it really was making those small or rather big changes, like upgrading my appliances. Little things like that slowly just really help your space it feels like you, and things that you use a lot really kind of make sense, and I love that. In the beginning, I was talking about making your kitchen an extension of your home. And what I mean by this is creating an ambiance in your kitchen that you would get whether you were sitting in your living room or, you know, any other space in your house. Create that in your kitchen, because to me, this really makes it feel cozy when you're hosting or you have friends over, and you can really feel it. Think about when you're at a really nice restaurant and kind of the vibe that you get. I feel like this should be threaded through your entire home, no matter what room you're in. Now, one way that you can create that ambiance, that cozy feeling that you would get in your other rooms, is adding a little lamp in your kitchen. Really pulling those items that you would have in other rooms into your kitchen very strategically. I feel like these little tiny lamps are a really great way to get that feeling. Let me plug it in and show you guys, because it's so cute. Now this one's a little feminine for my style, but I still was really drawn to it. Are you kidding me? It's so sweet. It's so sweet. And I just feel like it's something that I don't see a ton in kitchens. I do see them in high-end kitchens or kitchens that have been designed by designers. But in your everyday kitchen like mine, I don't see these a ton. And I feel like they make the biggest difference in your space. It feels so cozy. I just can't quite describe the feeling. You just have to get a lamp and put it in your kitchen, and you will know what I'm talking about. But when you're out shopping for your lamps for your kitchen, make sure you're paying attention to the scale. I feel like with kitchens, especially mine, it's a bit smaller, so you want to make sure that you're getting the right size lamp for your space. I personally feel like unless you have a massive kitchen, you don't want to get a big normal lamp that would go on your bedside table and put it in your kitchen. So definitely pay attention to scale when you're out getting a little lamp for your space. But I think this is definitely just a unique way to kind of add that charm and elegance and warmth into your kitchen. The next item that you can add to your kitchen for the ambiance is candles. And I have candles in my kitchen all the time. I love candles. If you guys have been around for a while, you already know this. Candles are my thing. Not only because of ambiance, candles also give your home a scent. The reason why I think that this is so important, or for your home to have a scent, is because it's a memory for people. So when people come over to your house and they get a whiff of your home scent, whenever they smell that out in the world, they're gonna think of the time that they had at your house. So I really love scent for that. One of my favorite scents that I like to light in the kitchen is Jo Malone Orange Blossom, just, you know, because it's refreshing, it's nice, it's orange, it feels very fitting for a kitchen. And I like to splurge on Jo Malone candles. I feel like this is a more affordable way, they're still very pricey, but it's a more affordable way for me to bring luxury into my space. You know, I could bring high-end items throughout my space, but I feel like this is a little bit more achievable. I love Jo Malone. Not only are they gorgeous and kind of make me get that luxury feeling, but these things burn down to nothing. There's hardly any wax left when you burn down the candles. The other thing that I love to do is repurpose my the jars that they come in. So I put my makeup brushes in here. I put Q-tips, cotton balls, even on my little perfume tray that I have in my bedroom, I put my like perfume samples in here. I love Jo Malone candles. They are easily my favorite, I think, and the throw is unmatched. I also really think the aesthetics of the candle is very important as well. I feel like you want to definitely choose candles that complement your space. Even the packaging, you want them to complement your space, because you don't want, you know, this loud, obnoxious candle that just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. So that's something I try to do as well. And obviously the Jo Malone, the Le Labo, those type of candles really go with my home vibe. So I tend to go for those. Again, it's a small little way for me to add a little bit of luxury to my home. And it's definitely, the luxury pays off. Those things are amazing. If splurging on candles isn't your thing, that's okay. You can still add ambiance with a little votive and a pretty little votive holder. And this is still going to create a nice little ambiance vibe in your space. Also putting these on like your table, or if you have a kitchen island, different areas in the space that people are gonna be hanging around. There's just something about candlelight that just is so like heartwarming. I don't know, I can't explain it. It's just so special. Another way that I really like to make my kitchen feel like an extension of my home and really kind of give it that warm feeling and decorated feeling is adding artwork to your kitchen. Now, I really love artwork that kind of makes sense for the space. I don't know why, I just really do love for it to flow really well. So having like citrus artwork or fruits or different artwork that is items that would be in the kitchen, I feel a little bit more drawn to those. I'm still looking for that perfect piece, but just kind of leaning up a piece of artwork in your kitchen is really going to help it feel a little bit more warm and like it's an extension of your home and a little bit more purposeful. I have a gold mirror right in my kitchen and in my bedroom, so it kind of threads that gold through as far as this piece here, and it really kind of helps it feel a little warmer, feel a little cozier in the space. Now, when it comes to your hand soaps on your kitchen counter, I again splurge on this, and I just have to say this is so not necessary. There are so many beautiful containers that you can buy on Amazon. I've actually seen amber containers on Amazon and labels that look almost identical to this. So you can kind of create that aesthetic and get different. I mean, they have clear bottles, there's beautiful bottles. I just think taking them out of the loud, obnoxious bottles that we might purchase from our big box stores that maybe aren't as pretty, and placing them into a bottle that is much prettier just changes the whole look, and I think it's really, really important. Now, I have a thing for more luxury hand soaps. I wish I didn't. Doesn't make any sense. We wash our hands with them, but I buy them, so I love them. Not necessary at all whatsoever. But another way that you can, you know, kind of create a little decorative look is to corral your hand soaps on like some natural stone or ceramics, things like that, just to kind of make it feel very purposeful. And I think that this also really helps it decorate the space instead of it looking like it's just sitting there, which I mean, sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't. I also have a little wood riser that I have out in my outside closet that sometimes I'll use. But creating this little moment, I feel like helps it, again, just feel decorated and purposeful, and like you did a little extra, like you put some effort into it, you put some thought into it. This is another beautiful example of soap and your soap on display. I just have this square piece of soap. I just actually got this in, a little brush, and you can just have this sitting out on your kitchen counter. Again, it's just the extra little touches, the extra little details that is going to make your space feel beautiful. It's gonna make it feel thought out. People are going to notice these things when they come to your house. I promise you, they will. I feel like every kitchen needs greenery. Every kitchen needs greenery. I have this little plant back here, but I also really love to add herbs in, like fresh herbs in my kitchen. So I have some examples here. I have some basil in this little terracotta pot. What's great about this is that you can also use these as you're cooking, and you can nurture them and make them grow and clip them off. You want to make sure you do your research on how to clip them and how to use them and how to water them and care for them. Now, I have to be honest, my herbs don't always do good in my kitchen because we don't have a lot of light in here, and herbs need a lot of light. So I do struggle with that. But typically I just go to Trader Joe's and get their little plants. They are affordable, and then I'll put them in a little pot and I have them for when I need them. Also, fresh herbs are very fragrant in the kitchen, again, bringing that scent to your space. Now, as I've mentioned so many times in this video and on my channel, I am definitely someone who loves a beautiful space. Aesthetics are very, very important to me. I love it. And sometimes we have to think outside of the box on how we can make our space functional but beautiful. And ways that I like to do this is when I have to have my food out on display, like my fruits and vegetables, I try to put them in a pretty bowl, which I know a lot of you probably already do this at home. Now, I'm a sucker for vintage. I have this little vintage bowl right here. I've been using this one for quite a while. I love it. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite pieces. I love how dark it is. It's just so beautiful. But I do have a couple more options and examples for you guys, just to give you some ideas. So I have this little basket. This I use if I have a ton of produce that I need to store in, because it is pretty big. And I love this especially for the summer. Not only does it give me that summer vibe, but it also matches my kitchen light pendants. Now, if you have a kitchen island, we have a small one here. Most of the time it's empty because it is so small, but from time to time I do like to have our fruits and vegetables out on the island, just kind of pulling the island space as the kitchen. So that's one of my favorite ways to do it. But this basket here only comes out if I have a lot of produce, because it is so big compared to this one. It's one of my favorites though. Like I said, it matches our little pendants. It kind of flows, and it's so pretty with everything else we have going on. And I feel like one thing that I've learned is just to be experimental. When you're out shopping for your home decor, think about the different things that you need. Now, for me, one really big tip, especially when you're vintage shopping, is to go in with a list of things that you are after, because it can be extremely overwhelming. So oftentimes I will go to the antique stores and I know I'm looking for dough bowls or fruit bowls, things like that. Having that in your mind will keep it very purposeful, but also not only for that, when you're out shopping for home decor, think about the different spaces that it can go in. So I like to buy pieces for a specific reason in mind, but also ask myself, can I use this anywhere else? Yeah, I can put this in my living room. I can use this in my bedroom, bathroom with some towels in it. I liked my pieces to go from room to room to room. Again, making your kitchen feel, and the rest of your home, feeling like extensions of your home. Fruit bowls are really great for this because they can be used in so many other rooms. They're not so kitchen specific, if that makes sense. This bowl here, it's like a little dough bowl tray. I've had this for probably 10 years. I love this bowl. I've talked about this bowl so many times with you guys. I love it. I love this bowl so much. I've used it for so many different things. Charcuterie board, dessert board. I flipped it over and put a cake on it, like so many different things. I love this bowl. It is a little bit shallow, so sometimes you have to have a pretty good amount of produce to kind of make this look the way, like look good. But other than that, such a good fruit bowl. Now this last fruit bowl that I found is actually a more recent purchase, and this one is so beautiful. I love the handles. I think it has so much charm. Again, you do need a lot of produce to go in here. This one's a little bit big for my kitchen. So remember how I was talking about scale? It's also important for your scale to make sense even when it comes down to your fruit bowls, because it can be a little bit overwhelming and take over the space if you're not careful. Now, I talked about when shopping to really be mindful about every space in your home. Can this work in my kitchen, in my living room, here and there? But the kitchen's really special because I feel like there's certain items that you obviously buy for the kitchen alone that are really specific, that are really charming, and that really bring that old world feel. And this goes for every room, but especially the kitchen. So I have a few pieces that I've been collecting that I thought I would share with you guys. And one being this vintage spoon. How cute is this? And what I like to do with these, I don't really use these. I like to just put them in with the rest of my utensils, kind of mix them in with the utensils that I use. And it just adds this charm and elegance. I just can't explain it. Once you guys start adding these pieces to your home, or if you already have, you know the feeling that I'm talking about. It's so special. I love it. Same goes for this old rolling pin that I have. I don't use it, but I do love to use it for decor, and I don't know, it just, again, just brings this feeling that you can't get anywhere else but unique, one-of-a-kind vintage pieces. Same goes for cutting boards. Now these sometimes I do use, I'll be honest. I do like to use these for charcuterie, or if I have friends coming over and I'm gonna have like some bread. And then one thing, if they freak you out, because I get lots of questions about that, is put a piece of linen down, and then you can put like your bread on the linen and kind of wrap it up around, but then you'll have the little handle poking out. Oh, it's just so cute. But again, if you don't want to use these for food, you can just use them for decor and kind of play around with them. You know, have one sticking up and then have one behind. Maybe put your blender in front of this or your fruit bowl. Add some elegance and charm into your space that way. And it just, I cannot stop stressing how much this really takes your kitchen to the next level and really makes it feel so thought out. It's just beautiful. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just so good. Now, I know this isn't the kitchen counter, but up here, I showed you guys the little bar space. Again, I have a video on that. I will link it down below. But if you are going to display your everyday dinnerware, I would recommend either getting some beautiful vintage plates, things like that, or investing in a little bit of ceramic that you love and that you can look at every day. I think ultimately when you are decorating your kitchen and you're pulling the pieces out, whether they are your everyday appliances or even your paper towel holder, I looked forever to find a really nice looking paper towel holder. You know, it's just about getting things that you think are beautiful and that you can look at every day, because in the end of the day, you're the one looking at these items. So you really want it to feel exciting and beautiful to you. The guests coming over, family coming over, that's just a bonus. Ultimately, you gotta feel excited and happy about it. But I think if you are going to do open shelving, which in my kitchen styling video, I think I'm gonna do like a styling video where I do dishes, because I know not everyone has a bar or, you know, whatever. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna share another tip with you guys. I shared this over on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you head over, follow me on Instagram, because I do instant little tips and share things all the time over there in stories. But I shared this over on Instagram. When you buy a like mixing bowl set, like this one here, this is a really good tip. And say you have these out on display. So they'll come as small, medium, and large, and then it's usually large, medium, small. Take out your small bowl, put that in, and then put your medium bowl on top of that. And it's gonna give a layered effect that is going to look a lot prettier, and it's gonna give it some height rather than just having the bowls flush like so. It's game changer. Another example of really using your food as decor, like I just showed you with the fruit and putting it in a pretty bowl, swapping it out, kind of changing things out so you're not getting bored, is again, just using these pieces as like decorate with your food. So I have this heavy stone bowl with my garlic in this one. And then I have this tiny little vintage molcajete that I found at a vintage store, has some ginger in here and another little garlic. But this just takes it to the next level. It just makes it feel, again, so much more thought out, so much more beautiful, effortless, but still styled. Now, one thing that I always say when it comes to your kitchen pieces, just all of it, inside the cabinet, outside the cabinet. You can display these things out on your countertops, but just make them pretty. It's going to really change the whole vibe of your space. And again, you can buy little things like canisters and different things on Amazon that are going to be such a game changer when it comes to your kitchen. And there's a few things that I want to show you that I've done personally inside my cabinets and out that really keep my kitchen functional but beautiful. Now, right next to our kitchen stove, I have a cabinet that has all of our spices. And before, it was a big mess in there and everything just kind of came in what they came in. And I recently relabeled them and put them all in matching containers, and now it's so beautiful. I love it. You guys know, I know you know because you're here and you're watching this video, how much this like just brings so much joy to your soul. So that was a big thing. But in that cabinet's really easy, and we can grab the oil or grab different things that we need to use. But two things that we keep out on our counter is finishing salt and pepper. I bought this pepper grinder actually in the very beginning of my channel, like about 2 years ago. I was absolutely head over heels for this pepper grinder, and I love it so much. It brings so much elegance and charm to my space. I definitely think it's more of an heirloom piece, which I think is so important. All of these little special one-of-a-kind pieces that you find and you source, and whether you go out antique shopping or get it from the link down below, these are all little pieces that you're going to have for so long because they're special pieces and one of a kind. That's the difference about really taking your time in decorating your space, and it even comes to your kitchen. Slowly kind of swapping out and creating a space that you love. Again, like I said, for me, it's been years, but even coming down to my toaster and my blender, slowly, one piece at a time. But then I have my finishing salt in this little vintage spoon. And to be honest with you guys, I just wiped it out. You're gonna have to do your own research on wood and how you feel about it. I'm okay. I've read about wood and I feel comfortable having my food in it. But I only put a little bit in there just because it is out and it's kind of, you know, in the dust and stuff like that. So I swap this out all the time. Like I just get a little grossed out with the dust in the air and just kind of that idea. But I think that this is such a beautiful way to store your finishing salt and items that you use every single day. Again, just make it pretty. Now, these two pieces are not on my countertops, but I thought it was still worth mentioning just in case you have things like these out on your countertops or even in your pantry or in your cupboards. I think that they just, again, take it from here to here. So getting nice, beautiful little containers and kind of storing your food in them. This is some homemade granola that I made and I just stored it in here. I actually just made this recently. I will link these jars down below. I got them off of Amazon. And then this is our peanut butter that I have in this little canister, again, from Amazon, but it just really elevates my space. And then if I did have these out on my countertops, they're still really beautiful and something that I could look at every day. So I think ultimately when you are decorating your space, you're gonna feel it when something's not working. You know, you're just gonna keep like, I don't know what's right. I don't know what I don't like about this, but I don't like something about this. Keep working and decorating that little area or space and it will all come together, I promise you. I mentioned these items being heirloom pieces, and when I'm shopping, I really do try to think to myself, is this something I'm gonna have for a really long time? Is this something that I can pass down to my children or grandchildren? God willing, I have them, but I splurge on a few items from time to time, like this solid brass recipe box. I love it so much. It stays out on my countertops. And I don't know if this is lacquered actually, and I hope that it patinas over time, but little special pieces like this are just something you're gonna have forever and you're gonna be able to pass down. I love things like this that are gonna last a lifetime, and I'm willing to splurge a little bit to have these pieces. I also wanted to talk about your utensil holder. Now this is a pot from the Studio McGee line at Target that I love this. I think it's a really, really great piece. And I put my utensils in it, but you could even take it one step further and do something, again, a little bit more vintage, a little bit more special, patinaed, just depending on your vibe and what you're going for. It's just about taking your everyday uses and items and really putting them in special pieces, again, in just ways that you could look at it every day. So, you know, kind of just putting them in here and scaling back and just creating a beautiful little space that you can stand, basically. So I love these vintage clay pots. You guys know I have them all over my home. They're so, so special. I just absolutely adore them. Now, the reason why I don't have it actually out on my counter is I do get a little bit nervous that we're gonna be putting our utensils away and it's gonna like drop really hard and crack my clay pot, but I need to get over that. It's just things. If it breaks, it's replaceable. And I should just put this out because I love it, and I love these as utensil holders. I have seen these used as utensil holders and they are beautiful. As you guys saw in my little walkthrough of my kitchen, I have my cookbooks out, and these are all the cookbooks I have at the moment. And I do go online and I do go on Pinterest and get recipes, of course, but there's something really nostalgic about having cookbooks out on your counter. Now, I do have to be honest, I'm very picky with the ones that I purchase. I mean, they have to be perfect for me to purchase them. They have to have good reviews. They have to have good binding that matches my aesthetic. I know, it's a little crazy. Otherwise, I'm just gonna try to get the recipe offline if it's not in a pretty, beautiful book that I can display. That might be a little extra, but it's the truth. That's pretty much it, you guys. I, again, just really try to make my kitchen feel like an extension of my home. And I feel like this has brought the most success to my kitchen and just makes sense and really allow me to love the space that I'm in, love my kitchen. And it actually has really worked with my husband because he does like decor, but he's not as into it as me. So for him, getting the blender out every day, it was annoying for me, but it was really annoying for him. So I had to kind of compromise and come up with a way that we were both happy. And so, like I said, slowly replacing items, whether they were kitchen appliances that maybe cost a little bit more, or utensil holders or utensils themselves, whatever it was, slowly kind of creating and collecting these items over time. And I feel like having these beautiful items to display in my kitchen have made the world of a difference when it comes to decorating my kitchen countertops. I feel like I love them every single time. Everything goes together. It's game changer. So really building that collection and having fun with it and playing around and seeing what you like out and seeing what you don't like. It's just fun. So let me know down in the comments what was your favorite, maybe what you took from this video. I hope that this video was helpful, and I will see you guys in a couple days with another. Bye.